People, deluded, I'm back again. Quick video. Now, I think Marcus Edwards, I'm happy for Marcus Edwards because they said he was overrated, he was done, he's spoiled, he's this, that and the other. And he's saying publications and people trash talking him and saying he's finished despite the fact that he's only 21 and judging him like he's some washed up 35-year-old with continuous knee injuries. They're the same guys singing his praises and can't get out of his bum crack and want him to come back to the Prem and do all of these things. You're seeing all the reports, oh, Marcus Edwards, he's great, he's this and that. Some of the same journalists, I remember them breaking that they could swear blind to their mother that they know why he never blew at Spurs. I'm happy for him. I'm not happy him being an ex-Spurs player and scoring against Arsenal in the Europa League, but I'm happy for him because, you know, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's him, Chris Willock, all of these players. I think one thing that's unfair, and they have to live with it, I'm not saying fans can't be excited about young players and things like that, but I feel typically there's a theme. The same people that proclaim these young players are this, that and the other and don't really understand what goes into developing youth talents are the same ones that call them overrated. Look at Callum Hudson-Odoi, even look at Jadon Sancho at a point. Look at Reece Nelson now. There's many names. Foden, right? Everyone's singing Foden's praises, but people are saying he can't be that good if Pep don't play him. Do you get it? The first guys to big these players up are the first guys to call them washed up. It didn't work out for him at Spurs. He's shown maturity, and I'm sure he would, you know, if he could go back in time, there's things he can do differently. The beauty of life is that you have to keep going, and I feel he done one of the greatest, he done one of the best things I like to see young players do. Like, it's different, but Jadon Sancho going to Dortmund. You know, he's gone away, he's gone out the spotlight, he's almost out of sight, out of mind, doing his thing in Portugal and balling out. You know, he's done well in terms of scoring goals, and he's been linked with Manchester United, he's been linked with Chelsea. I do think there's a good chance he could be playing Premier League or for a higher ranking club, with all due respect to Victoria, next season. It's up to him. Maybe he says, you know what, I've had a good season here, let me sit down and play some more. But he's done his thing, people. I mean, look, 20 games, 5 assists, 7 goals. That's crazy stats, people. That's fantastic of Marcus Edwards. And it's key. And you know, Premier League teams are probably keeping a serious tab on him, people. He's been linked with Porto as well, which, if I was him, I'd be really on going to Porto. You know, you're still out of sight, out of mind. You're playing at a big club. You never know. Again, I don't want to take it too far, but, you know, Callum Hudson-Odoi's been called up. I think Callum would deserve to be called up, but is the form when Callum was called up by England at the time? Yeah, he playing Premier things. Would you say he deserved to be called up to play at Devil's Advocate? Would you say he was playing better at that moment than Marcus Edwards is showing this season? Fair enough, it's in the Portuguese league with all due respect, and that's how Southgate might be looking at it. You'd probably, you know, that's getting it thinking. So you develop, you know, I mean, no disrespect to Dominic Solanke, but he's been called up under Southgate. So if these sort of people are getting called up, you must can get a call up on the flanks if you develop and do your thing and whatnot, people. It's down to him, really and truly. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying what happens if you just develop and stuff, man. For me, he's looking like he's got more desire. He's looking like he understands the opportunity he has as a professional footballer. He understands the purpose in having a purpose. Don't let your career pass you by, because if you just live in the moment, you'll be 35 and can't go back. He seems like he's like, alright, cool, I'm here, I want to do something. People need to remember Marcus Edwards in a positive way, and I really like that from him. He looks more hungry on the field. Clearly his decision making has improved, something that all young players have to go through. He looks more calculated and cerebral in the final third. He's obviously improved in the final third, because he had a number of loan spells that didn't cut it for him for whatever reason, but he's found a team that plays to his style, that for me gives him confidence, because he seems a bit like a confidence player. He needs to know the team and the manager believe in him, sort of thing. So it's nice to see him doing his thing, man. Obviously, you lot have seen that Nathan Ferguson, a young player of West Bromwich Albion that I have a lot of time for as well, has become a free agent, or will become a free agent. West Brom announced, you know, obviously he's under 24, so you can imagine any team that signs him will probably have to pay a fee. But he's had a decent season in the Championship. Crystal Palace and Watford are the teams linked with him most. I don't know his agent or anything, but I'd assume he's going Palace purely because they showed a lot of intent. And obviously he goes against what I kind of want at Arsenal right now, in someone ready to hit the ground running. But I think if he doesn't go to Palace, he's someone I think we should look at, man. I think, you know, he sticks to his task well. He's quite strong as a defender. You know, yes, it's another sort of young potential unearth, sort of gem to unearth sort of thing. But I think you'd be genuinely missing a chance in the same way, you know, Bayern Munich are getting a steal with that Kouassi guy. If rumours are to be believed that he'll be making, pardon me, a free transfer to Bayern Munich from PSG. Nathan Ferguson, man, he's a baller. Finally, it's almost irrelevant, but it's to do with Liverpool. Obviously, I like Ryan Brewster, and I don't have his stats to hand, but I can get them. He's been doing his thing at Swansea, like Woodman, the goalkeeper has, like Conor Gallagher. A couple of players there's been a couple homegrown talents at Swansea. A couple young players are getting their opportunities at Swansea in the Championship and doing their thing. Now, the key thing for Brewster was to stay fit. He's had a couple of years not been able to do that, showing he can score senior goals, getting more confident with obviously being exposed to senior football. And I guess the long-term goal is to try and make it at Liverpool in some capacity. He's 20 years of age, so he hasn't got much time left in terms of being patient there. He's got all the time in the world to be the finished article. But he's in clinical form, man. He's got 6 goals in 12 appearances, I believe, in the league. Boy, he's doing his thing. I think he's dealing with it physically. And obviously he must have seen Liverpool's plans to sign Werner. Now, I don't know the capacity Liverpool were planning to use Werner in. Is he going to be a starting player in the starting lineup and people have to get shuffled around? Is Werner, which I can't come in to just give them another dimension, which I can't believe he would leave Leipzig to go and do that. Maybe that's why he didn't. Maybe that's why he signed for Chelsea. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But I'm sure Brewster's got to have had one eye on that because, you know, you can still make it, but it'd be tough to believe because you have to believe Origi's ahead of Brewster right now because Origi is on the bench and is at the club and Brewster's on loan. So he's got Origi. He's got Origi in front of him at this moment in time. So we'll have to see what happens. But I'm sure, you know, no disrespect to him, he must be believing he's a better player than Origi, and Origi's only got experience. He should be believing that, you know, the Liverpool management are looking at me and I might be able to do a thing. You know, the next 18 months, 2 years are crucial for him. Will he keep being on the cusp of the first team at Liverpool? Will they sell him on for a profit? Will he get his opportunity? I'm keen to see what happens. Personally, I think the next young player that, if I was Klopp, that I would use all the time, I think there's a bunch of talented ones. I like, I can't say his name, man. Whoever, I can't say his name, man. You don't know I'm talking about, the Dutch centre half. I like him. In fact, what the ginger Dutch centre half as well. They've got a couple of decent ones there. Obviously they've got Harvey Elliott. Obviously they've got James Balagizi, very good 16-year-old. They've got a couple of talents, but for me next season, it's got to be Curtis Jones. I think he deserves to be exposed to first team football. Like, not just, at least upgrade from being this young squad player to this young genuine rotation option. He's still young. There's no force, but I just think he's of that stage now where it's a senior football team because he destroys senior football ties. He destroys youth. He's of that level. Youth ain't gonna help you. So we'll have to see, man. But yeah, I just wanted to speak about Nathan Ferguson, Marcus Edwards, and quickly Rhian Brewster because you lot know I like youth talent. On that note, though, I'm gonna keep it moving. People, DG, I'm out.